Good day guys, Victifreak here and welcome back to another drawing tutorial. Now, hold up, you might be thinking, 2 drawing tutorials in 2 weeks? What's going on? Well, I've recently been feeling like my playthroughs, they're not as satisfying to make, and all I really want to focus on right now is drawing. And I know that that's what you guys want to see as well. I know that you guys prefer seeing my drawing tutorials, and that's also what gets the most views, so it's getting more of you interested. So I want to make more drawing tutorials from now on and less playthroughs. So I guess there won't really be any schedule anymore. I'll just make drawing tutorials or playthroughs depending on how much time I have. If I can, I'll make drawing tutorials. If I don't have enough time because these take a long time to make and edit, then I will make a playthrough. But yeah, I just want to make drawing tutorials and drawing videos more often, so that is what I'll be doing. Now, today is a viewer suggested video, suggested by Linus Drawing. Shout out to you, this is for you. Today we will be drawing Sawsbuck, specifically the summer form. So I invite you to get out a piece of paper and draw along with me. So here are the tools that you will need today. Now I will be drawing with Copic markers today, but even if you don't have those, do not worry, you can color in with color pencils. I will explain what colors you need. So even though I'm using a different medium to color in, that does not mean that you need to have those specific mediums as well. So these are the colors that I will be using today. So I do have quite a few colors I will be using because I am going to be using Copic markers, and I'll have different colors for shading and all that. So if you are going to color in with color pencils, you won't need as many if you want, that's your choice. But for example, I am going to have 3 shades of green, but you could have 1 shade of green with the pencil, and you could, you know, press down differently to create different shades and different tones for shading and whatnot. So you won't need as many as I have today. So this is gonna be the skin color, the kinda yellowish skin color for Sawsbuck's belly and a bit of the face. So this is gonna be a light skin colory color, and there's gonna be a slightly dark one for the shading. Then we have 2 shades of brown. This is also gonna be for the body mostly. So this is kind of like a light brown, a bit of a, it's not super brown, it's a bit grayish brown. And then there's a darker tone of this for the shading. Then I have a kind of grayish bluish color, fairly dark for the eyes. I have a orangey kind of light color. That's gonna be for a few lines that you see on Sawsbuck. So that's on the belly a bit and around the face a little. Then we have this more strong brownish color for the horns. Now I won't have a shading color for this one, nor will I have one for the orange because we don't need one, and this one as well, because we're not going to be coloring this, we won't be using this to color in that much. It will just be the horns, the inside of the ears, and the hoofs. So we won't be using this too much, so I don't think we'll need a shading color. We could just go over and make it slightly darker. And then we have the greens. So this is just a normal green, just a bright green color, so that's going to be for the main part of the leaves on the horns. And then there's going to be a darker green, which is for the shaded part of that, obviously. And then we have a slightly bluish green color, a little darker than the light green, which is going to be for the few darker leaves that you see on Sawsbuck. And there will not be a shading color for this because it's not going to be a huge surface. And so yeah, I'm not sure if you got all of that. So again, if you don't have Copic and you're using color pencils, then you don't need this many colors. Just as long as you know what you need, what colors you need, then you could just have one of them and, you know, shade differently to get different tones. And of course we have the pencil. I'm going to be using a mechanical pencil, and of course you don't have to. I just like the thin lines you can make and you don't have to sharpen. We also have a rubber here, eraser, whatever you want to call it. And then we have a Copic brand outliner. Now I use these Copic outliners only for when I color in with Copic, specifically because my normal outliner, which you can just get pretty much anywhere, they tend to bleed when coming in contact with the Copic ink. They bleed out a dark blue kind of color, and so I don't like that at all. And so when I color in with Copic, I would like to use this Copic outliner. But of course, this is very specific and you don't have to use this if you don't have one, obviously. And so yeah, now that we have that out of the way, let us begin. Alright, so first off, I think we'll have the, let's see, we'll just get a relative shape of the body. So around halfway, we'll just draw a line, I think. This will show us around where the body is, because the body is pretty centered on the page. And so we'll just have the body around here, let's say. Something like that. And then we're gonna have the neck around here. And then there's the head, something like that. And then we'll have the horns, and there's going to be the leaves coming out, of course. Okay, something like that. That looks good enough. And then we're gonna have the legs. So the legs, let's see. There's gonna be one coming out right here. There's gonna be one in the air around here. And it's gonna be the hind legs here. We're just drawing the thighs. Make sure that the legs are, make sure the hooves touching the ground will be level. So just draw a line there so we know. Okay, something like that. That looks pretty good. And now, let's see. I think we'll start off with maybe the head. So the head is quite complicated actually. There's quite a bit of detail to the face. So first of all, we'll just draw the shape of the face. Not super detailed, but something like this, I think. It does have a fairly long nose, of course, as it is a deer. And we're gonna have an ear around here, I think. And there will be another one around back here. And it's gonna be a horn somewhere around here at the back. And we just curve a little. And that's the surface there. Okay, and we'll have the other horn maybe around here. That's the surface again. Let's draw an oval. And here you can see that the horn splits into two, kind of carries the leaves. So you can see back here a little. It's going to be carrying the leaves. Okay, that looks pretty good. And we'll get back to the face a little, the head. Let's start adding a bit of detail to the face, I think. So just draw the neck first, maybe somewhere around here. So just a bit, not too much. So we'll start off with maybe the nose. And now make sure to keep a bit of space underneath the nose, because there is going to be the mouth here. Kind of like a frowning face. Like that. And then from around here, it's going to be a line coming up. And we're going to draw, it's just going to go around the circle and back to the bottom line we made earlier. Alright, and then we're going to have the eye. Just continue the line that we were doing just then here. And it's just going to be a semicircle. And we'll just draw the eye. And I'm just gonna make this go down a little. Okay, so it does, just change this a little, so it does go down a little, kind of like a cheek. It's gonna go down and then just curve back up. And then this is gonna be another line here, following the outside right there. And there we go. That looks pretty good. And then there's just gonna be a bit of the eye here, back all the way here. Okay, that looks pretty good. And I don't know, maybe we'll make the eye a little bigger. Maybe a little later on, but for now we'll just keep it like this. And let's see, we'll do the neck now. So pretty much where the the bottom of the mouth and the cheek meets, just go down a little, not too far, and we're gonna change directions a little. Slowly go a little more horizontal, and then we have the back. I guess this is the back, yeah. And then just go straight down to the thighs. Okay. And I think we'll do the legs a little later. Now here is gonna be the front of the belly, I guess. The chest, kinda. Okay, and now let's just have, we're gonna have the thighs of the front leg here facing to us, around here maybe. Okay, and we're not gonna draw the legs just yet, and we'll have the back thigh as well. We'll just draw that in. Stop it right there. Now, I might have made the body a little long, but I think we can work our way around it. I think the front leg is a little too close forwards. I'll fix this up a little as well, because this is going out a little too much. It goes inward actually, so let's do that. Alright, and let's just do the other front legs then. So this one is going to be in the air, so it's gonna be a little higher than the rest. And we'll just draw the belly as well. Okay, I think I'll just make this go down a little more horizontal. Okay, and there's gonna be a line here. It's gonna be on the neck, and this line is just going to be part of the thigh as well. Okay, I think we got the body shape pretty nicely. And let's see. Let's do the top part first, because we are pretty close to finishing that. So let's just finish off the top half of his body. Okay, so let's just do the inside of the ear then. It's just going to be a diamond shape. And it's going to be some hair at the back, just pointing up. And now we'll do the leaves. So the leaves are, of course, they're gonna be just like a bunch of leaves poking out, I guess. There isn't much more to it, just gonna be some leaves poking out here and there. And there will be a few leaves that are just going to be whole leaves just popping out. So yeah, so the shape will be what we drew, so follow that and just draw some leaf shapes. Okay, so that's it with the leaves. We're done with that, and we're pretty much done with the top half. Maybe I'll just lengthen the nose a little, so shorten the head. There we go. Okay, that looks pretty good. So I think now we can just let's see. Let's add in some of the shapes that are on his body, or her, whatever you wanna call it. Alright, just like that, simple and easy. And it's gonna be some more over here, just gonna be pointing up. Some wavy shapes, and it's gonna be some dots. 2 dots actually. A small one here, and a slightly bigger one at the top here. I'm not quite sure what they are, but I don't know, just little patterns, dots, not patterns, but just little things that you can see. Green dots. Alright, and let's see, let's add in the tail then. So the tail is pretty similar to the hair here, just gonna be some fur sticking out. Okay, and now we can do the legs. So the legs are quite thin and they have quite a few bumps. Not really bumps, but they're just the shape of the legs. So quite thin, and there's just going to be a bit of fur at the bottom like this. And then there's going to be the hooves. So all the legs are pretty similar, they're all just gonna be looking like what we have right here. So we just add that onto pretty much all the legs, and then I think we'll be good with the pencil. Okay, that is looking pretty good, I think. So I'm pretty sure we're ready to move on to outlining. So let's see, is there anything that we shouldn't be outlining? I do not think so. I think we are totally good. Yeah, we'll just rub out a few lines that we won't be needing. Okay, so if there were some places where you pressed pretty hard with the pencil, it's good to rub them slightly with the rubber so you can make them a little lighter, so that when you outline you can distinguish what you've already outlined and what you haven't, because otherwise it has happened to me and it gets pretty confusing and you won't know until you rub all the pencil out. You can see only the outline left, and so that's something good to do. And I'm just gonna outline everything, and once I finish that I'm gonna let it dry, because it's good to let it dry, because after outlining I'm gonna rub all the pencil out, and I don't want the ink to be wet, which will smudge, and we won't be able to get rid of that unless we use whiteout. But of course coloring in over whiteout isn't very easy, doesn't turn out very nicely. So outline, wait for it to dry, and then rub all the pencil out, and then we can move on to the coloring in. Okay, so outlining is complete, finished rubbing out all the pencil, and so I think we are ready to move on to the coloring in. Now, I'm not sure if you can tell here, but I did kind of mess up the line here, so it did turn out to be a little thicker than it should have been, but just in case someone was going to point that out, yes, I know, and it's not too big of a deal. Like, when you mess up, you would often try to make it, I guess you would try to cover it up. So if you accidentally went off the line and you weren't meant to, and you would usually just try to cover it up by making the line a little thicker. So that's kind of what happened here. It's not too big of a deal, so yeah, otherwise I think it turned out pretty nicely. So I think we are good to move on to the coloring in. So I think we'll start off with the lighter colors. So that will be the skin color. So again, I'm using these two colors. Of course, you can just use one if you're using a color pencil, or maybe, I don't know, maybe you just don't want a shade. So this is gonna be the kind of yellowy kind of skin color. So this is going to be for the belly, so that's gonna be this part, not inside the lines here, but the bottom here and here, as well as the bottom of the face around here and the mouth as well. So it's gonna be those areas, and there's gonna be a bit of shading with a darker one, just the bottom of those parts. That's pretty much it. So I think we'll do that, and maybe while we're at it, we'll also do the kind of orangey kind of color, just because it's right next to what we're gonna do, and there's no shading required, so it's gonna be pretty easily. So that's gonna be the lines here, the line around the face there, and that little triangular area on top of the eye, and that other side as well. And yeah, so we'll start off with the lighter one, because you should generally with Copic markers start with a lighter color, because if you go accidentally over to another area, as long as you're starting with the lighter one first, you can go over with the darker one where you're supposed to go. So if we accidentally go into the line here with this color, since this is darker, you can't tell once we fill that in with the color that's meant to be. So yeah. Okay, so that's it with the skin color and the orange, so we can put that aside. Oh, just realized I missed the spot, and I also forgot to mention it before. Let's see. We also have to fill in the tip of the horns here. Just a little oval there. Fill that in with a skin colory color. Okay, there we go. Now we are done with this color. So let's see, what do we want to move on to next? What's the next lightest color? That would most likely be the leaves. So I think we'll do that. So we have the three colors here. So the main leaves, so that's all the leaves excluding the full leaves that you can see here and there. Other than those, it's gonna be fully colored in with this fairly bright green, and then shaded with this dark green. So the shade will be around this area, so maybe just the lower parts, let's just say. So around this area, it's gonna be shaded. And then with the full leaves, so these ones, are gonna be filled in with this kind of bluish green, slightly darker than this one. And not really gonna shade with those, maybe a bit like here, just gonna go over to make it slightly darker. So we also have to fill in the dots, I just realized, so that's gonna be with the light green, so just fill those in, no shading needed. And then that's yeah, so then I think we'll move on to the eye as well, since there's only a little bit to do. Maybe we'll just do that now. And we don't need to worry about, this is actually the darkest color in the whole drawing probably, but since around it, it's pretty much done. There's not gonna be any more coloring next to it. We can just do this now, so just fill this in. Okay, there we go. So that's it with the eye. So we're done with that, and we're pretty much done with the face other than the nose and everything else, I guess. So we'll just do the leaves now, and then we'll probably move on to the brown. Actually, no, that's all there is left. There's the brown after this, and then we're pretty much done. Cool. Okay, that's looking pretty good, I think. So now we can move on to the browns. So we have the 3 different shades of brown. So the darkest one we have here, this is going to be for things such as the horns, the inside of the ears, the nose, and the hooves. So since there's so little to do with those, I think we'll start off with that. So we'll just do that really quickly. There's not really much shading. There's gonna be a bit like at the bottom half of the horn here, so we'll just go over with the same color, make it slightly darker. Same goes for the hooves, I guess. The back hoof here, that one is gonna be fairly dark compared to the others, and there's gonna be some dark areas here and there. And with the nose, it's just gonna be a little dark area at the bottom. So once we finish that, then we can move on to the rest of the body, and then we will be done. Okay, so we're done with that, and now we can move on to our last colors. So everything that we haven't colored in already will be colored in with this brown, and then shaded with this slightly darker brown. So the shaded part will be areas such as underneath the head, so a bit on the neck there, the front legs that you can see at the back here, and so both legs that are away from us, a bit in this area, and let's see, there's gonna be the hair at the back, a bit of that is gonna be shaded close to the neck, a bit of the bottom of the tail and the back ears over there, and then that's pretty much it. Yeah, so that's it. So once we finish this, then we will be good and done. Alright, I think we're good. Now, of course, we've got to write its name. So I think we'll just write it, let's see. Maybe I want to use a green. I'll use the dark green. I'll just write it right here. Alright, that's it. So be sure to let me know down below if there are any Pokemon that you would like me to draw in future videos. So be sure to hit that subscribe button to keep up to date to those. And I've recently noticed that we have reached 200 subs, so that is an amazing milestone. Thank you all so much, and I hope to keep doing this for much longer and keep making videos like these for you. Like I've said at the start of the video, I want to start making more drawing tutorials. That's what I want to focus on. So hopefully from now on you will see more drawing tutorials. So yeah. Also, if you drew along with me today, I would love to see the drawing that you made. So you can go over to my Twitter page, links in the description, and you can send me a photo of the drawing that you have made. So yeah, I love seeing your drawings, and so be sure to like this video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe for more future drawing tutorials, and I will see all of you beautiful people next time.